We finna get right with inside advice. Some ill entertainment, industry insight. Listen, it's like sitting, building up on the yard. HU, the Bison Chats, the Vanguard. HU, you know.
What up, HU? You know. What up, Bison? Welcome to a special edition of the Bison Chats, our first of many wrap-up shows where I, your host, Rod Emelle, along with our esteemed producers, Stacey, Alphonso, and Kellie, Griffin, talk about our favorite podcast moments. Also, as I hope you already know, the Bison Chats podcast is in association with the Kellie Griffin Bison Project from Howard to Hollywood, Cycle 2, a feature film project that will be written by, produced by, directed by, and starring H.U. Bison. And as always, the Bison Chats is interactive. The Bison drinking game. Get your drink out. Get your shot glasses out. Every time you hear the word bison, you drink. Not juice, not water, alcohol. So,
I feel like we're going to get sued.
You're not. But drink safely, like Budweiser says all the time. But be safe.
Yeah,
but drink safely. Drink responsibly. And don't drive. That's what the Bison Chats tell you. Don't drive, drink, and stay home.
And you must be 21 or older.
And you must be 21 or older. Okay,
and if you do not follow these rules, that's on you.
That's on you.
We told you.
Bison, get started. On today's show, we'll be talking about our first 7 podcasts, which included Bison, Brandon Broussard, Karen Melina White, Roland Buddy Lewis, the May sisters, Adia May and Asha Kamali, Dallas Jackson, Arthur Harris, and Nikita S. Adams.
Fun stuff.
I had fun. There was alcohol involved, so I clearly was in.
You were still drinking during the first 7 podcasts.
I clearly was enjoying myself. How
about you?
I don't know how you all felt.
No, actually, you know what? Just going into this, we knew it was going to be good, but literally every time we sit down with someone, we learn something. And that's really impressive.
That's true. Each one has been very entertaining. I will say, coming from a place where I come from, like you all know, y'all found me on my show, The Anarchy Circus, and it's pretty much anarchy. We don't really give a shit. It is. I must give y'all have brought regimen to my life.
Wait, one Sunday a month, right?
Yeah, y'all have brought regimen, and you say, hold on, you have symbols that say wrap up, and like you have to ask this question. Oh, I do? Really? So yeah, I'm learning. I'm really learning, and I think it is preparing me more and more for whatever life is about to give me. But no, I have truly enjoyed these 7 episodes, and I have truly enjoyed talking to all these people.
Absolutely.
You got a cracker on your lip.
Wow.
Because that needed to be shared on the podcast.
You really need to explain that. But to say I have a cracker on my lip does not sound good at all.
Cracker or actual cracker?
You need to actually
a real cracker.
Yeah, we don't know where that's going right now.
Food. He's got food on his lip.
You got food on your lip.
You got a cracker on your lip. Okay,
sorry. Just like on Nikita's podcast with all the chips. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Anybody who listens to Keith Adams' podcast, put on headphones, listen closely. In some silent moments, you'll hear like crunching. That was Rod eating Doritos. How many bags of Doritos did you have that day, Rod?
I had 3.
I was like 3.
Back-to-back Doritos.
See, Rod had forgotten to eat that day.
I forgot to eat that day, people.
Yeah, but he did drink.
But it started to come about.
And they are bad, they're bad. Kellie and Stacey are bad influence. And they said, drink. And I was like, no.
Oh, that's such bullshit. Who put the cups and the alcohol in the first podcast?
I was like, oh, we really
He put alcohol, and then I'm like, well, we don't have no cups. And then he pulled a sleeve of red cups. So, whatever, Rod. Whatever.
I am a bison. I come prepared.
All right, so let's get to talking about some episodes.
All right, Brandon. Thoughts?
He manscapes.
You ain't gonna let that go, are you?
Love it.
That really bothers you.
I am such a 70s guy. Not that I never thought about it, but it's like, what the hell? It's like,
That's really sick.
I couldn't believe that list of questions when we came up. It's like, I'm thinking everybody's going to say, of course not.
I know, he thought
Really?
they were bullshit.
Are you serious?
You were surprised by the number of men who said yes.
Oh my God, 'cause I just never thought about
But
that.
wait. The number of people who had seen someone die.
And the shootings. That was
Yes. With Dallas Jackson being the most interesting.
he had a shooting in his
scenario.
house at a
He
party. He had a
didn't
party.
see-
Oh, he ain't see
Right,
who
he ain't
shot
see
who?
it.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no, wait
do.
a minute. I
But
like
he
how
saw
you
the
making sure
line
no
of
one gets in
chalk.
trouble. Wait, he's making sure no one gets it wasn't
I'm
implicated.
really trying to.
He's like, no. He didn't see the shooting. There was a
was
shooting in his
hearsay.
house.
The shooting in the house, and he saw the result of that. He
And
saw
he
some
saw
man
the
bleeding
line
on the
of
floor.
chalk.
Right, the chalk outline.
That's what
in
he
his
saw.
house.
How often do you have a chalk? How many people can
does
say
that?
I had a chalk outline in my
In
living
my
room
house.
floor? Right.
One.
Okay.
Dallas Jackson.
Dallas Jackson.
All right.
I-
Shout out to Dallas Jackson.
Okay, I mean honestly,
Do the shout outs.
who's seen the shooting?
I have.
No.
I have seen it. I mean, I've seen the shooting.
But-
As a matter of fact, driving by the McDonald's, by the towers.
I know.
I've seen that. What is it?
All three
I've never seen
shootings.
a shooting.
All three shootings I saw were in DC. So.
It works.
And it's sad. It's sad because we want people to go to Howard. Don't be scared. Don't be
Don't be
scared.
scared. There are white people around Howard now. It's okay, go.
It's safe now. Yeah, it's like
Right?
there's a heavy
Yoga
police,
pants
There's a
behind
heavy police protection now. Like, it's okay now.
But no, but Brandon's his was it was explicit, but he was real, and he was our very first one of the Bison Chat. So he's always going to be special to us.
Yeah. No, I really liked what Brandon had to say. He was funny, and it was entertaining, but he had a lot of, I'm going to say nuggets, because y'all going to laugh
Oh
at
my
me.
God, that damn word, nuggets.
He had a lot of good information.
Thank you.
That you didn't necessarily hear unless you really listened to what he had to say. So it was funny, but you were getting educated. You didn't realize it until later on. You're like, damn.
And that's how you want it to be.
Exactly.
You want to be like
So he
Bill
was
Cosby, and if you're not careful, you
Oh.
might learn something.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we kind of need to,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. Since you mentioned it, now I gotta say the sad part about Bill Cosby, because no, I have to say,
He is from Philly.
no. Oh, wait. Okay, why, Rod?
You know
Why?
what? You know what?
And so we're obligated to love him.
I'm just saying.
No, here's what's really sad is it's his legacy is forever tarnished. But he did do a lot, like in
Yeah,
terms of the
yeah.
industry and black people and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
else, and it's almost like, damn, it just.
It's that
oh.
quick. It can be wiped away that quickly. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
Right.
because of that.
Because of 50.
That's the part that's.
Because of 34 accusations.
Oh damn. Okay, anyway, back to Brandon. No.
Again, we do not know, and we're not accused. It just is what it is.
Yeah, but it's really to me that's such a sad. It's so
It
sad
is.
to me.
It
It's
is
really sad to
because
me.
he has the. I mean, the man literally in 19. What is it? He had won 3 Emmys for I Spy.
I don't even know. Did he?
I think he
you
won
would know.
it.
That's,
Where's that
okay,
fucking
first of all,
Rod again?
you would know because that's me and Stacey
You
have these
know every
conversations.
fucking
You know
thing.
everything.
How do you do that?
If I knew everything, I'd be fucking rich.
No, Rod, I
Wait,
swear to God.
seriously.
Stacey and I talk about this at the end of every podcast, and we'll be texting each other during the podcast.
How do we know?
And I'm like, oh shit, Rod knows that. Like, seriously, there is shit that people have said.
And
They
you're
can
like, oh,
say,
yeah.
yeah, like, oh yeah, I was walking down the street with like Homie the Clown, and you'd be like, yeah. Homie in 1972 did blah 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 blah, and I'm like,
Right,
how
right.
the fuck does Rod know that?
I'm sitting there like, is this motherfucker making this shit up or what?
Oh my God, that's,
So he's good.
oh my God, that's funny as hell to me
No,
now.
I swear to God, wait,
Yes.
I swear to God, I text her today.
You did this during the show?
We do.
Oh my God, God
What,
damn.
you thought we were working?
Wait, no, today, what did he say? What was the word he used today?
Symbiotic?
No, salient.
Salient.
Yeah,
Salient
when
point.
she made, you said that's a salient point, and I was like, fuck, Rod used the word salient.
Are you fucking kidding me?
God,
Yes,
I will
she
show
did.
you the text.
Yes,
No, I don't want to see it. I don't. There's some things just don't even look at it.
It is a compliment. We are so
is.
fucking
Oh, thank
impressed
you.
by
Yeah.
you. But
I'm like,
every
damn.
guest has come on here and they have said stuff or referred to something that it could be music industry, sports industry. No, seriously, it'll be some movie from 19 whatever.
But you know
You know it.
I've recently gotten that a lot from friends. They say, you know
Yeah.
shit.
You
I
got
don't
that's what they call it.
understand
It
why.
was Cliff Clavin knowledge. So remember Cliff Clavin from
Yes.
Cheers?
Oh my
And he just
God.
knows a lot of random shit. I'm like, how does Rod know that?
I know.
Yeah, it's
Look,
impressive.
I read
It's
the TV,
impressive.
I read the TV Guide as a child, and
Okay.
something's wrong with me. But
Yeah.
so yeah, let that
You didn't
go.
have friends.
I didn't have friends.
Real quick though, back to Brandon. I wanted to say it was something in his podcast that he had mentioned that I never knew because I'm not a guy, but he said there's no male role models in Hollywood. He said all his role models have been women. And my thing with that was, as a woman in this business, I always felt like we can never get ahead. Like the women, for me, that I've interacted with, don't always help you. Like, they don't. So I guess they help the dudes. I don't know. But I always felt like guys looked out for each other. I see the same crews, like, on all the same shows. They roll with each other from show to show, whatever. So I thought they were all close.
There are very few that are allowed. I mean, now it seems as though like it's prevalent because you look at a Kenya Barris and maybe Prentice Penny since he's running Issa Rae's show.
Insecure.
Insecure. But overall, like most of the showrunners were, I think about like Yvette Lee Bowser gave my first job. Unetta Boone.
Yeah, well, UPN back in the day was all females. It was Seraphina Johnson, Unetta Boone,
Seraphina Johnson,
Mara Brock-Akil.
What's the name?
Yeah, like you said, Yvette Lee Bowser. Huh?
It's a Pam
yeah.
Veazey. I think she did.
Yeah, Pam Veazey. But she's on one of the CSIs or one of
she's on dramas
she
now.
went from Living Color to the CSIs or whatever.
So
but
it's in that fact, I think maybe more so he was coming from the fact there are very few people to give jobs. I mean, they were like I said, Bentley Evans for a moment, Larry Wilmore.
But I'm saying, so with the dudes, I feel like dudes look out for other dudes. So when he said there's no black role models, that kind of surprised me because I know with the women, for instance, if I go on interviews or meetings and I'm going to, I don't know, let's say NBC and I'm not meeting with whoever, they could be white, whatever, white female, white male. I actually can still wear jeans, sneakers, whatever. When I know I'm going in for a meeting, if I was going in for a meeting with Unetta Boone or something like that, I actually got to dress up because it seems like all the black women judge other black women harder. And it's been so hard to like go in, and I can't explain the amount of attitude I've experienced from other black women in the business.
I mean, I can't even say
and I always get mad because I'm like, damn, all the guys stick together, and I'll be mad about it.
I've never interviewed with a black man.
Really? Well, you know what? Because honestly, I think Kenya might make Prentice didn't create Insecure. He's just a showrunner.
No, he's just running shows.
Kenya created, in terms of show creators, I think Kenya might only be number 5 in terms of black men in the history of television.
Ralph Farquhar.
Because it's Ralph and Bill Boware. And then the guy, I can't think of his name right now, that did Soul Food. I'm about to look it up. Yeah, George Tillman. Yeah, it is literally about 5 black men who've actually created a TV show in the history of television.
Well, you got what's his name too, and I forget his name, the guy who co-created Married with Children.
Yes,
Michael Moy.
Yes,
Michael Moy.
yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So it's very few.
It's very few between.
But in terms of like still being staffed on the show or somebody being a showrunner or running together, I feel like all y'all got your boys and y'all call each other up and be like,
we call each other, but I just don't think they're just that many opportunities to give.
Really?
I think that it's so much expected. You get a show, so much is expected.
It is.
Because everybody in Black Hollywood talking from the craft service to the grips of like, Lord, give me a job. Can you give me a job? So yeah.
Hopefully that'll be a problem we have when we do the Bison project. So everybody be calling me and Stacey every 5 minutes.
And then
we like, okay, you ain't want to be on Bison Chats. Now you want to be in a movie. I'm like, you ain't want to. We couldn't get an interview with you. Now you want to be. Now you want to be first position in the movie.
Know you.
You was keeping it real. You was keeping it real on the podcast.
Bison.
Take a shot.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, but I get it. I definitely understand because I've heard what you're saying. I've heard that before. Like Damon Wayans said, when someone gives you $13 million, then all of a sudden it's like, well, Damon, now that you've made $13 million, is there really racism?
Oh.
It's just like,
And you're yeah.
We've given you this job in your show now, Kellie. Well, do you have to hire all your friends?
It's
yeah. It is.
But I mean, Brandon and now, God, I'm pretty sure Tyler Perry hears this, is gonna be like a problem. But here's my issue. I'm gonna say this only because it has to do with Brandon and there's a connection. Trust me. But with Tyler, it was 294 episodes of House of Pain. I was there for like 126.
200?
Yeah, 294. I think it was 294. I'm not sure. I mean, you can look it up though, I'm sure. But I know I was there for 126. So let's just say 126. So out of 126 episodes, right? If you have your own studio with your own sound stages, you have House of Pain, you have Meet the Browns, you have all your movies or whatever. My thing is, single-handedly, Tyler Perry could increase the number of black writers, producers, and directors in the guilds by himself. Because if you gave 10 different directors 10 episodes each or whatever, that's 10 more black directors that are in the guild.
In the guild.
10 different more writers, 10 different producers, whatever. And it was just so amazing to me that Brandon had the script, which was decent. And I was like, hey, he should be able to write an episode. And it was like a fight for it. And I'm like, why is there a fight? This kid wants a script. Why can't we let him write an episode? And I had to fight for that. And then, it worked out in Brandon's favor. But it's just it was enough for literally 126 episodes. That's 126 people could have written the script. Like, seriously.
Can I just tell you guys, I did not know what hot boxing was.
You know now?
Oh, do you know now?
I kind of know now. But that story was funny. And it was also hilarious that they didn't kick him out of housing. They just put him in Meridian. What the fuck?
He didn't get kicked out of school.
That's really kind of that thing I question now. The whole
not
him,
Brandon's story, but you said getting kicked
story.
out because of weed.
told the
But
truth.
that whole kicking out thing, that's like the mystical board that they have in all school movies about black colleges. Like this mystical board that wants to kick you out in the middle of the semester that I don't believe in. You're never kicking out money. Like Stomping Yard.
Which is why they moved him. They didn't take him out.
We've thought about this and we don't know. We may kick you out.
We ain't gonna give up 10 grand because he smoked weed.
Thank you.
But we gonna move him and make it look like we're
I
disciplining
might
him.
buy some weed from him and move him to another dog, but I'm not. I don't get that. That whole mystical, really? Like,
Okay.
I know. I was like, what?
Okay, he smoked it. Dallas sold it.
Well, I mean, I haven't sold weed.
Dallas advertised Campus Pal Dallas Jackson
Not
party.
Not only did he sell weed, but he put down his name on the flyer as a campus pal. So,
That was the selling point.
That's the selling point. That's marketing. I'm not mad at him.
He was a celebrity.
right. This is
You
you will
asked-
be
I asked-
safe at this party because I'm a campus pal.
I asked you.
Just Dallas
Nothing
Jackson.
says safety
Oh, like
or
Campus Pal.
non-rape area than campus pal.
Campus pal.
It just
It's
doesn't.
okay. I'm a friendly campus pal. Come
I'm
to
a
my
friendly
house.
It doesn't. So it's like, come on.
And then someone got shot.
You know what? I had a house on 9th and O Street after I still was at Howard, but I moved into a house, and we threw a party, and a guy came to us, because really, our party was just out of love. We just went and got some kegs, and just said, hey, come on through. Next thing you know,
I didn't know
I got
black
3
people
floors
did
of people in
kegs.
my house, and the dude came to us and said, look, man, I'll give you a cut of my door if you would shut your shit down.
Wait a minute, what is his door?
No, I'm just saying, this happened to me. Like,
Right, no, you said the dude said he gave you a cut of his door?
Yeah, cut off his door. Cause he
What
had
was
a
his
club.
door?
His club, he had like a club. I forgot.
Oh, your house party was interfering with his club?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh shit, that's a party.
That's a party.
That happens a lot. I mean, my roommate was taking money at the door. It's like, why are you taking money at the door? Well, he was offering.
they're giving it.
They're giving it. And it's like, these people don't. Half these people didn't pay in it. So it's like they find out. I said, what they gonna do if they find out? They ain't gonna fight us. I said, that's true. So it's too
Well,
late.
speaking of lying, I know. I still laugh about Karen getting on Lean on Me
Oh my
because she
goodness.
lied about not just about her age, but about living in New York, what high school she went to, the whole nine. She stole her roommate's identity.
Right.
Right, it was identity theft right before there was a thing known as identity theft, right?
I can't laugh at it. I can't laugh at her
Cause
ingenuity.
shit, she got on Lean on Me.
I
So they
mean,
wanted students and young people, right? And they like, she said they thought that she dropped out of high school
Right.
because she's like, I'm not in high school, and they like,
I finished college.
she's like, no, I graduated from high school and I
mean,
graduated from college. So
as I've said before, lie. You lie until you stick with the lie.
Right.
that's
This is the business we are in.
no, but Karen, come on, okay, Karen,
Am
you
I
listening?
wrong for saying that?
Yeah, no, I'm laughing because Karen, when we were interviewing her, I'm laughing because her interview turned out to be it was like a hustle. Because even with that, because she lived at Howard before, she even went to Howard. Remember, she stayed there for like a month. Like, I mean, like, Karen got a hustle that I ain't know Karen had.
Yeah, that was enlightening.
Right?
It was very enlightening. No doubt about it. This is Dejanay. This is Dejanay from the Proud Family. Like, Dejanay, Were you doing that? Yeah, I was drinking Grandma Ye and living at the.
Right.
Like Carolina, what?
Carolina, what?
Yeah.
No, what I was really impressed with Karen was how many people in her family had gone to Howard.
Yeah.
Like that was amazing.
Yeah, she
That's
had,
the kind of stuff I love.
she had a legacy, and I think her so did the May sisters, right?
Yeah.
It was like grandma on down, right? It's like
Yeah,
aunts
was
and
like,
everybody.
what's that? They were like the Delaney sisters.
See, again, I don't know what you're talking about. Who the Delaney sisters? See, Rod, you know too much.
Right?
No, go ahead.
Break it down for
Go
us.
ahead, break it down. break it
Well,
down.
Felicia Rashad
Okay,
and Debbie
all right.
Allen
All right.
had done a play called The Delaney Sisters
Oh,
about
see?
these black women who are like 100 years old.
He
And
fucking knows everything.
they are Howard graduates. And y'all need to stop shit.
I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting you. Did you, Stacey?
Nope.
Did you know?
Nope.
All right. So no, finish explaining. This is intriguing. Seriously, no, I'm very serious. So okay, wait. So the Delaney sisters did what?
Yeah, it was a play. I never forgot this. You never.
No, I
clearly
did
you
not. I'm
haven't.
sorry.
I've heard of it. I don't.
See?
Not familiar with the details.
Yes, but you know
But
I'm
I
going to talk
did
about
Delaney.
it. Debbie Allen
Okay.
and Felicia Rashad. I remember them doing the version of these
We
two
should get them
elderly
together.
black sisters.
And they went to Howard.
Well, no, Felicia and
Yeah,
Debbie
but
were
I'm
there.
saying in the
Right,
play.
No, not the play. They
Okay.
didn't go to Howard. But
Okay,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
saying, yeah. So I was just bringing the Howard connection.
Okay.
And it all comes full circle. And yes, it is some mindless trivia.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Also, what was really fun for me with the Karen interview, during the interview, we didn't know how this was going to go, but I love the fact that she joined in on the Bison game, drinking game.
Oh yeah, she took a shot.
She was like, God damn it, Bison!
Yeah, that was because of the gentrification.
Right.
What you cause do that to you?
And
Gentrification does
yeah, man, if you go to Howard now,
White people make you drink.
this
that. You see that?
is that what we took away from the white people make you drink.
White people make
All
you
right.
drink.
People make you drink.
But no, seriously, if you go to Howard now, have you been there? Like you've been there.
Yes.
right? You've been there.
Yeah.
Just as lost as he was.
Yeah, I was there in 2014. I was just lost. I didn't know
Yeah,
where the hell I was.
I like seriously.
I kept
seriously.
saying, I think I know where I should be, but I don't
know.
recognize shit.
Is the what was that on Florida Avenue? Is the Florida Avenue Grill still there?
That is still there. I think that's like a monument. I think that's like a historical monument. Like I don't think it'll
Okay.
unless they go.
But
out
it
of
was
business.
like people on bikes, and every restaurant now you can bring your dog. There's a water dish outside
Right.
for your pet, and
the moment you become
It's like, what?
the moment you become pet friendly, that's the problem.
Right.
it
You
no.
know shit changed
Shit
then.
change. Ain't nobody bringing their pit bulls
Right.
into the goddamn Starbucks.
To a fucking
You
restaurant?
I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
no.
shit
Yeah,
changed.
that made Karen drink. That
Right.
And and
Karen took a shot.
Yeah, it does. I mean, the ironic part.
Thank you for
about-
playing, Karen.
I mean, the ironic part is that Howard is like Georgetown now. I mean, I haven't been to the Georgetown area yet, but when I found out, at least in my time at Howard, that the Georgetown area was earlier where slaves lived at, and then it became
Wow.
this elite area. You know that, right?
No,
That-
of course you know it. Enlighten us,
Yes.
Cliff.
All I'm saying is, I was told that.
Oh, you know.
I was told that it was a slave
Oh
area.
my God, it's like having a
And
history
be-
lesson
and
with
it-
Rod
and
every day.
It becomes this elite area. I mean, it was like they say it was like where slaves stayed. For it to become this just when we were there,
Right.
it was an elite area. You know what I mean? That's money. You know, don't Georgetown?
Oh,
It
absolutely.
wasn't.
Absolutely.
No, it is, yes.
Come on, now, don't tell me you didn't know that.
No, I know that.
All right.
But I knew the first sign I knew when Howard was doing this.
Gentrifying?
Yeah, was when we got a Starbucks. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I went to DC.
The Starbucks
and
is
when
where the
I
hotel
saw-
It
used
all
to be,
went
right?
uphill from there.
When I saw that the green line had been finished, I said, "Oh my God!"
Right.
The green line. My whole time at Howard was always never finished. It was always
Right,
like
right,
Yeah,
right.
look,
Little dash.
Yeah,
It
it was
was
like
never-
a wiggly line.
It
It
was
was
a wiggly line.
whatever.
To come.
Yeah,
To be
I didn't have
determined.
it just yet.
I said, "Oh my God, they finished it.
That's really funny.
That means it's safe."
That's it.
That means you're connecting the rest of the city to this area.
Northwest.
Yeah.
That-
Northwest DC.
That blew my
That's
way.
really funny.
Howard.
Her running with the bison question, the funniest shit was quinoa.
Oh, what did you? Because
She
you
said
said balls. That's right. But those
oh,
little
she thought
Chinese
it
balls
was-
you were
she
rolling
thought-
your hand.
Quinoa.
Oh, she thought.
Yeah, that's what it was. Quinoa. It was something like
Yeah,
that.
he said like quinoa. And she said balls. I was like, oh Lord, I lost.
No.
In the Lance voice.
Man, like, ooh, balls.
That was was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. All right.
It was funny, but
Up next, we have Buddy, right?
it's ironic. I just love the fact that Buddy and I guess a future guest both were in
Microbiology major.
That's
I know.
That's
WTF?
that is like,
Did you say WTF?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
She said WTF.
Okay.
Because
okay,
no
I have
one
to say, right. For Buddy, I ain't gonna say about the other guests, but for Buddy,
Oh, yeah,
because
right.
we know him, and there's no offense to you, Buddy, but if you met him, you're not thinking microbiology major.
Microbiology.
Because
No.
that sounds like a very nerdy, very straight-laced
Yeah.
person.
You're not really
Not the
thinking,
loud comedic Q dog that we
Right.
know as Buddy Lewis.
I was like, you're not even thinking swimming and golf with him either, though. Like, he is really
He
a
is an inner white
renaissance,
man.
right?
He's an inner white man.
Oh God, no! You're not even thinking that at all. You know what? I never judge a book. I never judge
Right,
a book
right.
by a cover because how many times have I said people, well, I majored in architecture. You did? Really?
Right.
And it's like, well, yeah, I'm
I
not.
can see you as architecture, though.
Neither do I.
I know. I said I
No, she
can.
said she can.
Oh, really?
I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was a dumbass
But-
who thought that could be Mike Brady.
I can see you
that's
doing
why I
it.
have a degree, and because of Mike Brady, TV. So in the end, TV fucked me.
Wait.
TV fucked me
Wait,
anyway.
Mike Brady from the Brady Bunch is why you became an architect?
When I asked my parents, what do you do when you go to college? They said, well, you do what you like to do. At that point in time, I was heavy into drawing. I was big into drawing.
In buildings,
That makes so much
No,
sense.
just
though.
drawing.
Just drawing. Okay.
Just drawing. But the point of the fact was, he got 3 kids. He brought in a woman with no job and 3 of her own kids. He had a living goddamn maid. He took them kids to Hawaii and took them to goddamn Cincinnati.
and the Grand Canyon.
And a Grand goddamn Canyon. Got lost, found a kid. I'm thinking, shit.
Drawing pictures.
I'm like, drawing pictures? Shit, I'm down.
So how long did you actually ever work as an architect?
I was a dishwasher the moment I had my degree.
Really?
Yep. The funny part is I found out after my wedding from my agent. Said, yeah, I was laughing with your dad, and my agent told me, he said, your dad said, yeah. I kept asking his mom. I said, he got a degree in architecture. Why is he washing dishes? So I was just kind of happy to hear that my dad never really he could have easily said, what the F are you doing? So I'm kind of happy about that.
Interesting.
I never, yeah. And the funny part about it is when you're doing a show and one of the characters is an architect, and I brought it up in the room, and all the white people are like, well, how do you know that? I said, well, that wouldn't happen. They said, well, how do you know that? Well, it just wouldn't.
Because I fucking said that.
I said it just wouldn't, and then it's like I needed to prove myself. Well, I have a degree in architecture. And then, all the white people, their eyes go,
I've
It
never
is.
watched TV like that. Like
I know. Well,
I'm
I
watching
did.
Mike Brady and what you're saying and what Mike Brady has, right?
Yes.
He got a big house and he has a maid and he has to make money.
It goes to show
would
you-
never went through my brain that way to think, oh, that's the job I want to have because then I can make money.
I'll
Like,
say this. That's always told me how much entertainment can affect you.
Absolutely.
Like
Man.
when I would tell people about when they talk about NWA or just certain music and yes, it can affect because as a child, it can totally mold you, and it'll mold what you think is real and what's not real.
Brandon says
And if you don't have that balance, you could be,
Yeah, Brandon said something that, he was a he was, what major was he?
political science.
Yeah.
No, he went to political science from business. And he said what he realized from entertainment is that it is the most influential platform that you could be a part of.
Yeah.
It is.
So it kind of goes with what you're saying.
It totally.
Yeah, no,
Right,
absolutely.
and since he wanted to run for president of the United States, it was
Yeah.
only fitting that he had a platform. So
Yeah.
That's really
imagine
Yeah.
Brandon as president.
Oh, man.
Love
what?
you, Brandon.
Actually, you worked with him as writing. I worked with him when he was doing the Barack the Vote.
Yeah, no,
And got a
I was
couple
with
of
him in
interviews.
He was selling shirts
Very
while we were
intelligent.
in House of Pain. He was
very
selling shirts.
intelligent.
Oh yeah.
Very impressed with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brandon had
He's a highlight
credit
machine.
card machine at House of Pain and was selling shirts in the writers' room. Like he swiped your card, sell your T-shirt.
He
It
won-
made it to the cover of Black Enterprise magazine.
Yes, he did.
He's on the cover.
Yes, he was.
All right, I didn't make the cover, but I was in it.
I had an ad in Blacktail. No, I'm just
Okay,
joking.
what
I'm
the
joking.
fuck?
I just felt left out of the conversation. I felt like saying that. That's all. Continue.
Okay,
Okay.
getting back to Buddy, the other hilarious part of his interview was the words he was making up.
Oh,
Oh, he's always done that.
specificity. I mean,
He's always done that.
Sororitative.
yeah, he had Microbiology majors can do that though.
Yeah.
And I always thought
The key
English
is
majors
selling.
could do it.
The key is
He was
selling.
working that shit.
It's a rotative, and then you sit there and say, "Is that a real word?" And you
I
start
know you
Googling.
said it a couple of times.
And you start Googling, that is not a goddamn word. I know.
Stop.
He said,
Buddy he's a storyteller.
He is.
And what he said in his podcast too, when you know and you see other people that you are just as talented as,
Yes.
or maybe even a little more, who knows, whatever. But they seem to they took off,
Right.
and you're still trying to kind of get in. You know what I mean?
And you don't understand.
You don't understand why is it not why ain't nobody seeing me? Because I've been doing this shit.
Right.
I showed that dude how to do this shit. How the hell he get a show?
It is. I mean, it's very different because you can't pinpoint it. He's very correct on it. Hell, I saw it last night. I was at the Comedy Store and I was watching Gerard Carmichael, and I know he's the hottest thing out right now with his TV show, the Carmichael Show. Mm-hmm. And I sat there and I watched 15 minutes of him, and I said, I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean,
he was doing stand up.
yes, I've seen him, and I've seen him do stand up before, and every time I was kind of at the
I
end.
love that about comedians though.
Huh?
I like Seinfeld and all these people. No matter how much money they have and how long they've been doing this, they still would go to a room and do a show.
It's great. There were a couple of people up there who are really working and making money. Matter of fact, Neil Brennan, co-creator of the Chappelle Show, came up. He ain't got to go up.
Was this a scheduled show or just random people in the room getting up?
They have a random. It's a regular show, and then people are scheduled to go up, and he just that's a yeah. But I mean, you just don't know. Like Buddy said, his host I don't understand this, and I don't understand. You don't. And you know what trips me out about Carmichael? He has a book, and he's always looking in it. And
while he's on stage?
Yeah, what do I want to talk about? And to me, I learned that when I first started doing stand up, going to when I saw people doing that, I say, look, if you got 24 hours in a day and all you got to do is get ready for 5 to 10, 15 minutes, I think them other 23 hours, you can memorize your goddamn. I just think, I don't know, maybe that's just me. And you got to look in a book, that to me is kind of bothersome, but
That's really funny.
But I get it.
If the Carmichael Show is hiring, the views expressed by Rod Emelle have
Or
nothing to
his
do
and
with
his alone.
Kellie Griffin.
Then I get it. But no, buddy, it was interesting listening to him.
Yeah.
He talked about his little moment on the yard in the Speedo.
Oh
Glad I
my
missed
God.
that.
Half of that, and oh my God, we're gonna have to do a.
But he keeps it on his phone.
We're gonna
That's the
do an
point.
outtake.
He keeps it on his phone.
I know. We're going to do a Bison Chats outtakes or uncut version of all this stuff because that story was much longer, and I
the
cut
Solomon
so much.
Story.
Cut
Lord.
so much of his podcast in that interview, but
and it was funny.
his tearaway pants and his speedos with boots.
And
you
know,
know,
at first
gold
I didn't
boots.
At first I didn't get, but I respect it. You just gotta keep it, just let people
That's
know
so funny.
I had it at one
Right,
point.
right.
This is
Let
my
you-
body, and this is me, and I can wear speedos.
I
Right.
could do that.
And
too.
gold boots.
I remember seeing Buddy stomping on the yard. No,
Really?
not
I
that
remember.
time, but yeah.
I remember. I knew of him. I don't think
I was a
don't
little
think
cute
knew
sweetheart.
him. A QT?
Freshman
Was it called
year.
QT? Wasn't it called Cuties? No? Cute Sweethearts?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I did it for a
But I
second.
did-
It was weird.
It was weird.
Because then they would make the guys that were pledging stop on the yard and greet you. And that shit freaked me out. If you were a sweetheart to the Qs,
Stop that shit.
then the guys that are online, if they're on the yard and they're with one of the big brothers, they make them stop and they would have to stand there and greet you in unison.
Wow.
Whatever you stand there, and it
Yeah.
was a little embarrassing. I'm like, well, this is so weird.
I'm not helping you anymore.
I didn't even know they had it. My brother's one. I didn't even know they had all that. Wow. That is-
Yeah, it was a little weird. I don't know. That was
so
fraternity
funny.
sorority.
Grease, sweetheart.
Yeah, that was what
What?
they did. They would do that. And
I really have to go to Douglas
And then they
Hall.
walk
Could you
away.
please let go?
I know. I'm kind of
really have to
that
do
was
that.
nice and all. Thank you, but
That's
I gotta
really
go.
nice.
I gotta go.
I really gotta go to Douglas Hall. I got a test to take. Yeah, that's kind of it's kind of weird.
And going back to Rod and his memory, the 10-piece chicken joke, I was so impressed that you remembered that.
I never forgot that. I
That shit was
never
And you said you saw him perform it at Howard?
I saw him perform in the Punch Out.
Out.
I never
Wow.
forgot that. I never forgot that joke because it just.
That was just so crazy.
They say the best comedy is based in truth, and when he said that, I said that shit would truly happen at that Popeyes at the corner of Georgia Avenue, and you know that I want three pieces and an extra piece. Would you like our 10
Do you
piece?
want a 10-piece?
No,
No.
I want three pieces and an extra piece. Maybe it's because my freshman year. Things from my freshman year, but I remember that forever.
That is so crazy.
That's pretty cool, though. I think it's pretty
Right?
cool. I think it's pretty cool that we're doing this because like that, you knew him at Howard,
Yeah.
some guy
Yeah.
that you saw do stand up or whatever, and now you're both in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, you've worked on shows. He's working at BT on Real Husbands, whatever, and it's like damn, I watched you. Like it's so
Right,
weird.
right,
It all
right.
kind of
I
like now
saw
we're
you
all
do that.
back in
Kinda
the
feels
same
like
place.
a homecoming every time we have
Yeah,
interviews.
it's so weird.
Yeah. Can you tell us, Rod, more about Chocolate Thunder?
Chocolate. Oh yeah, you said you.
You said-
Oh yeah.
You
What?
did a little dancing.
You said you danced,
said
and you
Chocolate
said your
Thunder.
name was Chocolate Thunder.
Yes,
No,
you
no,
did.
no. I didn't. I wanted to, and I worked out in the summer. I worked out one summer. I went to California.
I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not denying it.
No, because Buddy said
He did some dancing.
he
in
did
the
some
iBed.
dancing, and you said I did that one year,
No.
and you said Chocolate
You
Thunder.
said your name was Chocolate Thunder.
I swear to God. Oh my God. All right.
Then that's a bad joke.
I'm gonna go back and find the
Then that's a bad.
podcast.
Right?
Then that's a joke.
We
but
gonna
I-
roll back
look,
on that
No,
one.
I will say this. Summer of 19. Oh
Some
God.
shit might have happened.
I can't remember. But I was in Los Angeles. I was staying with my aunt. It was a horrible time, and I had to go back early, and I went back to New Orleans, and I was like really in the best shape of my life because I was changed to running back. And I remember my cousin told me, I said, I'm looking for work. And she said, you need to go over Club Discovery. You know, they got they got male dance. I said, are you crazy?
Wow.
I said, I'm your cousin.
Cousin suggested.
My cousin was like, are you serious? She's like, look, Rod, I'm just telling
saying.
you. That's what she said. It's like, I'm just saying.
I'm your cousin, though, but you got body.
I was like, I said, you need to go over. I was like, I said, well, maybe if you can put and this is me thinking like, well, maybe you put a mask on, and don't nobody ever see you, because I don't want nobody, New Orleans is a big, New Orleans is a small, big city, and it's like, Lord Jesus,
Yeah.
like somebody like my aunt or my godmother see me in there, like by mistake, like I don't want that to happen.
Strip club.
But what made me, like I said, I ain't have no name. All I know is I did go over there, and I went there to talk to the guy. But she told me this, there was a midget there, and that's what made me really go.
Not a
Because
midget.
there
Not a
was-
midget.
A small
Little
person.
person.
It was a little person. There was a little person dancing there.
Lord.
And I was like, I'm not slighting the little person, but I'm like, well, damn, if there's a little person dancing there, I can give me a couple of tips. Like, shit, I can give me $50.
I am going to replay the podcast.
Please do.
You said
If
you
I did.
were Chocolate Thunder.
Thunder.
In 96, I was Chocolate Thunder for a short
Hey,
time period.
dog,
I know. Then it may have been a joke.
Okay.
So that's how it went down there.
All
Right, right.
No. But
All right, who's next on the list?
Well, wait,
Lord.
I also
wait,
thought
wait.
that Buddy did the best HU call.
Oh,
of those,
yes.
Of those six. Like, he
Yeah.
was just.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he took over for the Porn King was pretty obvious. That he
I want to know what's going
what?
on with the porn
He lived,
king
he lived
now.
across the hall from that Porn King, Roland
The
E.
other,
Lewis.
yeah.
Right. No, but yes, right. The guy that had all the porn.
He I
That's
was
right.
wondering. I was like, damn. I wonder what he's doing now. And if
Yeah,
he-
we're gonna
if
look.
he
We're gonna
hears
look
it.
Roland E. Lewis up.
If
And
he
he went
hears,
to Howard, so
if
we
he
should-
hears Roland, let
The
us
fact that it's a
know.
Roland E. Lewis, I just don't know how you put those two across the hall. That's
Right?
a small.
How
That's
crazy is
weird.
that?
That's very weird.
Roland E. Lewis, if you're listening, please
us
call us
know.
up and let us know what you're doing.
Let us know what
Are you still
what's
into
up.
porn or what?
I'm a pastor now.
But yes, HU call. I think so far, Buddy hands down. But I think that's the Q Dog shit.
Yeah, he
It
put
kind
the
of goes
cue in-
together.
like,
It's
that projection.
yeah, he pulled that
I know,
from the
I was
gut.
like, wow.
All right, May sisters.
May sisters, Adia and Asha.
I don't know who gave him. I think someone gave him cocaine.
Gave
Before
them cocaine?
before the show. They
They had just gotten back from France.
They were so
Well,
energetic.
Adia just got back from France.
No, I thought they both just got back from
No,
France.
it was just Adia.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought that's both of them. I don't know.
Adia's the lawyer. Asha's
Yeah.
The talent.
Yes, the soon to be married. Maybe
And
she's
next
married. I
month.
don't know.
No,
the
next month.
responsible. Yeah.
Soon to be
Adia's
married.
the responsible
Leo
older.
actress.
So this was the shout out episode. Because every 2 minutes somebody was getting shout out.
Okay, I just shouted out Bishop Don Juan. So
I don't.
That's what kicked it off.
Don't shout out Bishop Don.
it was,
Don't ever shout out Bishop Don.
it was some random shit. Not Howard.
Is that a
Not
Chi-Town thing?
DC. Yeah, it was a Chi-Town
I
thing.
was like, yeah, don't shout out
Yeah.
Bishop Don.
And there was a whole green is for the money, gold is for the honey.
Gold is for the honey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How
that
did you know that?
How do you know that from American Pen?
Yeah, that was that. I didn't know that.
That is it.
I didn't
See
know
that?
that
So
one.
two of us knew that.
I did know that one. I did know that.
That
But
was a jaw-dropping moment.
that was yeah, okay. But I really enjoyed them, and the fact that Asha and Carmelina White were both Miss Howard.
Yep.
Is crazy to me.
Because Asha was the first.
Both had older sisters that attended Howard, and they came to visit first.
Yeah, they both hung out at Howard before they even got to Howard.
Which was
Maybe that might be the key to success.
right, or at least to being Miss
I'm
Howard.
always impressed. Didn't the parents go to Howard?
Ooh, Asha and them?
Their
the parents.
grandmother went to Howard.
I'm always impressed by that.
And
When you
studied
hear like
under
grandparents,
Charles
because
Drew.
my grandparents didn't go to college. My parents went to college, so I'm
Yeah.
always impressed when I hear
Okay.
grandparents, and I think
Which is really interesting. My grandparents went to Tuskegee.
Oh wow.
They were
Really?
teachers at Tuskegee too, professors.
wow.
Right,
Your
but
grandparents.
right. My mom didn't go to college, and my dad went to Ohio State,
Wow.
but didn't finish. So it's really
Wow.
my grandparents, really my
Really?
parents. Yeah,
That's
I went to
crazy.
Howard though because of God, gazillion people. I had my uncle, like 3 cousins.
Oh, really?
Like yeah,
that's
there
a
was a
lot
whole
of-
bunch of people before me still that went to
I
Howard.
can't-
I was going to
I
ask you
mean-
about that.
Their grandmother was a nurse.
Yeah, she went.
Worked with
to,
Charles Drew, or Charles
Right,
Drew was
right.
a teacher or something.
Yeah, like that is
Wait,
some.
that shit was crazy.
Wait,
right?
did they teach Charles Drew, or Charles Drew was a teacher? What was
Either
it?
way.
Charles Drew taught their grandmother.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
some
that-
shit. Like,
Yeah, that's
like
some,
seriously.
But that's what
At
I
that
love.
point, you can't fuck up because
You can't.
you like no
Right,
seriously, you
right.
cannot slack if you like this is your grandparent, this is your
Right.
legacy. You can't be fuck up.
You really can't. You can't say I failed out because I was hanging at Quigley's down under too much. You can't do that.
See, and I think that's one of the things that I really loved about Howard personally is the history, like, and walking on the grounds of Howard,
Yeah.
knowing that history is there. And they really talked about that a lot. And Karen Melina White talked about that also. But one of the things I think that Adia had said was interesting as we're talking about past historians, I guess, or famous people, and now is that you become a part of history when you step onto the campus of Howard. I thought that was just
That is true.
a really profound thing, and
I
so
agree.
right.
I agree. I mean, it is a certain amount of pride. I mean, I think you can go to everybody I think is proud of their university, whether they
Right.
graduate, but there is something about Bison, like saying you went to
Absolutely.
Howard University.
Drink.
It's yeah, drink. I
Drink.
said Bison. There you guys. Oh, I said it
Oh
again.
my God. God damn y'all.
No, but I think it's almost like how can I explain in sports references. Sorry, Stacey.
It's gonna go over
No,
my head. It's okay.
no. You'll get this. You'll get this. No, because you can say you are a fan of a particular team from a particular city. There's fans of every city, right?
Right.
But New York fans, Philly fans, Chicago fans,
Boston.
like there's some core cities that are like when you are a fan of this particular city. So I think it's the same thing. You can be
Right,
from
right.
a particular university and it's great. But there's certain schools where you say you went to, they have a
Yeah.
certain different, like a level of
reverence.
yeah. It's So I think Howard's
Ah.
one of those things. To say you went to Howard, it's like whoa.
Right.
You can go to another black university. You can say you went to Fisk or whatever.
Right.
I don't think it has the same thing when you say I went to Howard. Like
Right.
Yeah, and you know what?
no disrespect to everybody went to Fisk. I'm just saying.
No, I didn't think. It wasn't until after I went to
Yeah,
Howard.
you didn't know.
What?
You just came by pictures.
I did. I mean, literally, like, I'll go to Howard because
No, him and all the other guys went for the women.
The women, right?
you know what? No, it's vanity. I'll say that. I saw there was a yearbook. I was like,
Oh, the
Okay.
Vanity Six.
I said, wow. I'm like, damn, y'all have like, what kind of school is this that got that level? It was that and just,
And they had snow.
And,
Huh?
and they
And they
had
had snow.
and it has no. Yeah,
and,
for
and
real.
they had Howard China, and they had
Mr. D's.
some chicken with some mumbo sauce.
But they did have blue laws, which again messed with me because I remember
I
going
know
to
that's so crazy.
I went up to Mr. D's one time looking for some. I say, and I remember I walked in the snow to a couple of places. I came back. What is wrong, man? Everything is closed. Is something wrong? Dude, it's Sunday. And it's like
No
you can't.
alcohol.
You can't.
Sunday.
And I heard
So
that.
imagine coming here when I freaked out. You can go to like the gas station to get some beer. Like
Right.
7-Eleven.
You
There's a
can't do
whole
that?
aisle in the grocery store.
Yeah.
You can't do none of
You
that.
can't do
in
that
Philly.
in Philly.
Oh my God. When I go home, I forget. And then I
I
like
know,
decide I
right?
want something to drink. And then I'm like, damn it.
Wow.
You gotta go to the state store.
Yeah, you have to go across the bridge to New Jersey.
Wawa.
No.
Not Wawa.
You
Okay.
can't get no alcohol nowhere.
No. Only alcohol is sold at the
It's
state
at an actual
stores.
store. It's a
called a
the liquor
state
store, but
store.
not a liquor store like a corner liquor store.
They're state-owned.
The state store. There's a
liquor
wine and
stores.
spirit store.
Yes.
And you have to go in there and get it, and it's closed on
And it
Sundays,
closes-
and it closes
like
like
by
9 or some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
They close at 9 o'clock the rest of the week and close all day
Oh,
on
yeah.
Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So this is all you got, unless you drive across the bridge. So when I got
no.
here, and you can buy alcohol at Ralph's or
Right, at
whatever,
the
like
supermarket,
it blew my mind. Like
Yeah,
I can go to
absolutely.
7-Eleven and get beer. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's why when I went to a grocery store, I said I'm gonna go to grocery. I went to
Yeah,
Giant. Where's the liquor? Look at me. Where's the liquor? Where's the liquor? Jesus, I didn't leave home, so I couldn't buy liquor.
That's really funny.
So, well, okay, so you went to Howard for Vanity 6, but every guy on this podcast
Yes.
went for the women.
For the bed.
Well, the women were there.
Every
You know what?
single
The
one
women-
said
they
the
were pretty.
same thing.
So now recruiters gotta take athletes to the McDonald's.
Yes, you got it.
I mean to be honest, you can't help but do that. You look at all these girls in this, like wow, like it's a little bit different. I mean, for me, anything. I went to all boys school, so I was just happy to get out of an all boys school.
the
So,
women.
so yeah,
That's so crazy.
That is.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
I
So,
mean, I'm just laughing because I not one guy has come on this show yet and not said,
it is.
oh, yeah,
Right,
I
right,
saw
right.
the women and I was
And
like,
then-
oh, I'm going
and
to
then-
Howard.
I
Like,
go to Howard.
no other academic reason.
Right,
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 like,
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't thinking academics.
Well, Dad
You
was
just figure-
started
it's a
going
uni-
down that route. Then he's like, and then the women.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're a university, so it's like I figure you got that part right?
Right.
That
That's
shit,
so funny.
you're supposed to have
should
that.
have that shit.
You should have that master
minimum.
right there.
Oh my goodness. All right.
That's hilarious.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Okay, what about Asha coming to Howard for the homecomings, which she said she mastered in homecomings.
She went to 8 homecomings.
8 homecomings.
I don't
She went
understand
to 4?
all these goddamn people who got the chance to go to Howard before.
I did.
My ass had
I
a
did.
goddamn page of a paper in a like
With Vanity
it-
6.
or a yearbook, and people get to make these major visits. And when you hear people like Karen talk about, I lived
Yeah,
here
month.
for
She
a
was there for like a
goddamn
month.
month. I lived here.
No, but Asha is 4
8
years.
Which,
4 years.
which
She
I
went
really
all-
question.
all
What's up
4
with her
of-
parents?
Okay.
What is up with them? Oh, just go. And she sent
And her
friends.
friends.
And friends. Who does that?
She wears right.
They're
Her and
African
friends.
American.
Wait. Okay. First of all, she went to all 4 of Adia's homecomings. Technically, they're Adia's homecomings because Adia was
Right,
her
I
right.
can't see me
And then-
sending my daughter with
and then
and
all,
friends
all
to
4 of
somebody
her own homecomings.
Right. Hilarious.
of
So,
her own.
8 homecomings
So she was burnt. By the time she hit her freshman year,
with
she was burnt.
friends,
Right.
and then had to tell people that they were African American because they weren't
Not Greek.
Greek.
African American.
So
That shit was hilarious.
yeah, not learning anything during all those homecomings,
Right.
but
At all.
But now I came when I was 9 or 10. Visiting my
Howard?
sister.
Totally different.
My brother and sister went. I watched my brother during Hell Week when he was pledging.
and you were 9.
I was not.
Did you even understand what that was?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. That's
What
when
he
I knew I
pledged?
wanted Kappa.
Wow.
It's a cap.
He's
Is
a
your
Kappa. He's a noob.
Hey, and your sister Renee? She went
My
to Howard
sister,
too?
she went to Howard. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes. So see, I did not follow you to Howard.
You did, Stacey.
did
You did.
not.
All right.
Well, I'm going to stay out of that one right there.
I got Penn State first. My mom was super excited. I'm like, I'm not going to college unless I go to Howard. I was like, you sent me to an all-white school, and I need to go have a black experience. And I was like, I'm not going to college unless I go to Howard. She's like, but it's Penn State. Nope. She's like, Nittany Lion.
I am not.
I even got a Nittany Lion. I got a little stuffed animal. Nittany Lion. I swear to God, it was like this whole thing.
There's nothing happy about the Valley.
Howard in the final hour sent their thing, and I finally went. So whatever. But
Arthur
cool.
was next.
yes, all this podcast made
Oh
me
my
sad.
gosh, I know. No offense, Arthur, but it started
It was
real
like
sad.
oh God, the
started
rehab.
talking
But it
about
wasn't
drugs,
just the
rehab.
rehab, but his brother-in-law had died.
I do know. Yeah, I remember. I worked with his brother.
Right.
Yeah,
It was like, oh my God, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. But then he did get into the crazy shit. Like
I still marvel.
the guy that he lived with that had hookers coming in and out.
Oh
and,
my
and was
God.
also sleeping with the
no,
landlord.
Right.
That was his in the house he lived in, the house that he rented. His dad found him a place to stay, and you know how those houses were in DC.
Absolutely.
Everybody got a room, and the guy was fresh out of Lorton, and
Which is a jail.
not open anymore. It's a penitentiary. And it used to be
not?
no, it's not open. Lorton is closed now. I was told. Whoever the guy was lived in the basement. Yeah, he exchanged sexual favors for his rent. So
With the landlord.
With the
Now
landlord.
that for
Another
Howard
dude.
experience.
Yes,
And then he also had hookers coming by.
of course, because why not? If you're exchanging sexual favors, why
Oh,
not?
because then he went to Sutton and he went to, oh man, what were the
He went to
stats he
hookers.
said about Sutton?
Well,
It's
13th
like
Street is the highest.
Yeah.
Is the highest
hooker
ratio. Yeah, like the highest amount of hookers were on. Oh, 13th Street was just.
Oh, it was
At that point in time,
bad.
13th Street was rank. Like
All right, I just want to make sure people still go to Howard.
it was,
between
It's
hookers,
probably
between
so
the
much different
the
now.
hookers and the shootings, it's okay now.
but that was
people.
many years ago. I'm just saying. It was,
That was back
but at
in the
that
day.
point in time, I mean, yeah, gentrification has totally changed that. But I mean,
Right.
back in the day, oh
Right.
my God,
And what about Eden? I always forget that that's a dorm.
Eaton sat back. Eaton
Yeah,
sat back.
yeah, I
Eaton was
barely
all
remember
girls.
that.
I've been
All
in
girls and
Eden,
sat
like,
back
once
off
or
13th
twice.
Street.
Yeah.
But the hookers on that street.
Wait, no one has mentioned Eden though yet on this podcast.
He
No.
did. He only mentioned it because it was next to Sutton.
That's all.
Because the alleyway between Eden
It was
and
down
Sutton,
the
Who
alley.
is he?
He,
Who you-
Arthur.
He was talking about,
I just patted him on the head.
having a view of the alleyway between the two, watching people getting serviced.
Yeah, they did. They seriously.
Don't laugh, Kelly.
No, because you paused. You said
I know.
getting.
On 13th Street, seriously, like
Yeah.
you could actually see people. That's how thick it was on that
Sutton
street.
really scared me. I think Sutton scared me more than Meridian.
Sutton wasn't that. It wasn't Sutton. It was that street. It was that
Yeah,
street.
that too.
And just it was officially the stroll. It was
Never
like
was.
HBO. It was hookers at the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
on HBO.
Yeah.
I don't remember even being in Sutton. I don't think
When
I
I
did.
was, when
I
I
know
was
anybody in
when my
Sutton.
friends came to visit, I'm like, y'all want to see some prostitutes? Come on, let's go down.
I lived in
13th
Park
Street.
Square. Remember Park Square?
I remember Park
It'd be
Square.
around the corner from Meridian.
I remember Park Square, but yeah,
I never Sutton. I don't know. I don't know what that one.
yeah.
I used to go visit a friend in Sutton. That's all I'm saying. Just a friend.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Friend, if you're listening.
Hey.
Arthur, and I know I made him tell this story, but him in his business and saving his money.
Oh
When he
my
said-
gosh.
When they was like, after working in the industry, and they're like, how much you got saved? He was like, $400-500. I got like,
And proud of that shit too.
I got like $400-500 in the bank. Right? And it was
That was kind of like mind blowing. I'm not gonna lie.
like in like a 3-4 month period, you made like $80,000.
I knew how.
And you got
He's like,
$400-500
that's
in the
a
bank. And he said, what he said? Women and liquor, right? Women and liquor.
Also,
Oh, this is why you own a
hilarious.
rehab now, man.
When I got that, when I got my first writing job, I knew where my first 12. I probably knew where my first 12 checks were. I knew how I figured out the tax. There's no way in hell I would have ended up like that. That was the whole thing about it. I knew that there was gonna be an end, and I just, oh my.
I didn't. When I got my first freelance, which was awesome, and I went and got a foster child.
Kelly bought a
Man,
foster
you
child.
want a child.
She bought a
You
fucking
a
child.
bad motherfucker,
Damn.
Kelly.
Oh, all right, let me
I got money. I'm buying a kid.
Yeah, little
Wait,
Negro.
let me back up. Let me back up. Wait.
Damn.
That sounded crazy. No.
You think?
Okay. So at the time, you can get, I think it might have been $23,000 for an episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote my first episode of Parkers. And I'm coming from social work because I have a master's in social work. Social worker might make
Like, that was just
$40,000
your
in a
year's
whole year,
salary.
right?
Right.
So to
Oh,
make 20-something thousand just from the script, and you literally took me like a week to write and then turn in, and you get all this money, and it's funny, and you hanging out with industry people and going to parties. I felt guilty that I left social work and came to entertainment, and then all of a sudden I'm making
You
all this
almost made me
money,
spend-
and I
spend
was like,
my
I gotta
finger.
give back, and I went and got a foster son. I swear to God,
She went and bought a kid.
I did not buy a kid
You bought a kid on the black market.
on the black market.
I feel you need.
And I was like,
girl,
I
you need
gotta give back.
Girl, you need a hug. I ain't gonna lie.
And then on top of that, to make not matters worse, but I was like, no one ever wants black teenage males. I'm gonna get a black teenage male
I'm gonna be real difficult with this shit.
because nobody wants them, and I should give back. Like
Because-
I had survivor's remorse. I swear to God.
For
And that
that
whole
who is
social work
for
thing,
that who
oh,
is
yeah.
given.
And went
Right,
and
right.
got a
Much
foster
as
son. I swear to God.
Oh my God!
Damn.
All
It is
because of my first freelance script
your
and
first,
feeling like
not a job,
Yeah.
a freelance.
right.
script,
The
guys.
job was one
Shit.
thing. The job is paid decent money, But that was one thing. But when I got the script, it blew my mind because I was like, wait, I get how much? I did not know. I had no clue. I did not know I got that much for a script. Then, cut to a couple of months later when you get a residual check. And I got a green envelope in the mail because obviously there was a rerun somewhere. And at the time, you get 80% of what the original script fee was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, so I got to check them for like another, like, well, I don't know, another $18,000 or something, like something crazy.
So the gravy train
And I didn't
don't
cash
stop.
it. No, I didn't cash it though. I went back to work. I took it with me, and I'm like, I got this in the mail.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I
is this?
so
I already
bad.
got paid for my script. What is this? And they were like, oh, it must have been a rerun.
You really didn't know about
I
this.
didn't, and I was like, well, who keeps track of these things? They're like, don't worry about it. Somebody out there keeps
Cash
track
it.
to the reruns,
Right.
cash a check. So I'm like, so whenever I get a green envelope, like that's mine. Like I swear to God.
Green means go.
And yeah, there you go. No.
The other thing about Arthur was just that so many of the shows that he had worked on, and we really didn't even get a chance to touch base on
I know, because he worked on all of us. With Will.
that. Right, which was crazy. That
Yeah.
would be Will Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Living
all of us.
Living Single. You worked
Yeah.
with him on Living Single, right?
Yeah.
Y'all
I
there at the
wasn't-
same
I wasn't-
time?
I wasn't writing yet, but I was. Yeah, I first got the PA job over there.
Okay.
He was there. He went to. Was he at Jamie Foxx for a hot second? Yeah, they were at Jamie Foxx for a hot
Yeah,
second.
he did a lot of
Then they
like,
went
iconic shows.
to.
Including Read Between the Lines.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. I remember that one.
Did I tell y'all I ran into Tracy Ellis Ross yesterday in Wilshire? Yes.
Dag.
He kind of did.
No, Dag. Yeah, that's the last.
Yeah, Dag. That was the other name, right? David Allen Greer,
Dag. War.
which is a really interesting name for a show.
But here, sidebar, I swear it felt like every single episode, Rod had worked with them at some point in time.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
Brandon,
about
you did purple stuff.
Brandon, bro. Yeah, Brandon.
Astrologist.
Right, yeah,
Yeah, the
astrology.
astrologist
You,
with
you
him.
worked
With
with
Karen.
Huh?
He worked with Karen.
Karen.
When you work with Karen?
She was on Living Single.
That's right.
She did
with the
Living-
gay
yeah.
episode.
Yes,
the-
she did
right.
Living
And then
right.
Asha again with
With astrologist with Asha.
She did that. She did
Yeah.
that. Oh
And
my
then
gosh, she
and
did
then
that
living
astrology.
single with
Damn, she
Arthur.
did.
Arthur.
Living Single with all the damn. She did.
Did you work with Dallas? You didn't work with Dallas.
I
We
did
might
not
be the
work with
only
Dallas.
one.
No, I did not
Talk
work.
to us, Dallas. You the
I
only
know,
one.
right?
Well,
Dallas,
I
yeah.
did not.
Rebel Dallas. Second season.
I need a job.
All right.
I'll do craft service.
Don't break his streak.
Oh. don't take craft services.
No, I
Somebody
know.
else might got that.
I know somebody may have
and
that.
then wait, who else? And then, yeah, that's it. So
That
you work
is-
with them.
Yeah, but Arthur. Yeah, I had worked with Arthur.
You work with Buddy?
I did a couple of
feel
rooms
like-
with him.
See?
See,
But it wasn't like work. I
This
mean, it was like
motherfucker.
Rod.
punch up rooms. We've done punch up rooms together.
you're like Mr. Bison.
I'm like Forrest Gump. I'm a black
You're
idiot.
Jamaican Forrest Gump.
I'm a
is it?
Jamaican Forrest
Right? Right?
Yeah, it's like I kind of passed through lives and stuff like that.
All right, Dallas.
Next up was Dallas Jackson.
He sees that.
I didn't know Dallas. This was great for me. I don't know. We met him at a dinner with the president of Howard University.
Frederick.
Right, Wayne
Frederick.
yes,
Dr. Wayne Frederick.
Wayne, yes. So
Wayne.
Wayne.
we were at Sessiones.
Here?
Yeah, it was here. This is on Melrose.
Yep.
And so
Oh,
Adia.
that's why I don't do necessity.
Okay, listen. So Asha Kamali and Adia May, the May sisters, along with
That's right, they were there.
Nixon Peabody Law Firm, which is where my attorney is, who also went to Howard. They put together this thing, had this dinner for the president of Howard, right?
Okay.
And so Stacey and I went to this dinner, and
about
so
the
that's
Bison
Dallas. Yeah, right. Talk about the Bison Project. Dallas Jackson was there. That's where we first met him. Marlon Wayans, Tiffany Smith,
Yeah.
who's at CBS, and a couple other people. It was a lot of people there. And Stacey, you went to the bathroom. Stacey went somewhere.
No, I was sitting right there, I thought.
I don't know. Billy D. Williams walks by.
And like my back was this way.
And I'm like, oh, Billy D. Williams, right? Stacy did not see him. It was
Billy
like-
D.
Yes, Billy D.
F.
Williams.
D. Williams.
He was he just happened to be dining at the restaurant at the same time.
Because it happens.
It was on his way to the
It is
bathroom.
Hollywood.
People gotta eat.
And yeah, that was it.
People
It was
know
really
gotta
funny.
eat.
But anyway, that's when we first met Dallas. And officially, I guess, met Marlon, exchanged emails and stuff
Yep.
like that. It was at that dinner.
Who were still waiting for you to be on
Yes,
the chats because
Marlon.
you did agree to it.
Marlon, you said yes.
Marlon. Just saying.
Just making sure he knows.
Yes. So, and it interesting that Marlon and Dallas were at Howard together
Yeah,
in the same
yeah.
dorm, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. They were friends at Howard
BFFs.
in Drew Hall.
So anyway, Dallas. He was very impressive.
Yeah, aside from Rebel,
And aside from the parties.
Aside from parties and the shootings
Yeah.
and the selling of the weed.
Kevin Fowl.
But he is the Last Dragon remake and the Penitentiary remake. Like, he got some things coming out that were like iconic movies that are coming out as remakes.
What I
We'll
liked
see what
about
happens.
him
I don't
is
know.
He was
Yeah.
very focused. He's very focused. Like, he always knew what he wanted to do, and he's doing it. And when you asked him about what his brand was, he was real specific, and I thought that was really impressive. Like, he knows the market he's trying to get to, and I think that's so important. And it was one of the things, too, that Buddy said, is like, come with a plan. And part of that, with me having a marketing background, when you asked that question, he was like, Dallas knew exactly who his market was. And that's what's really important when you come here.
I don't remember. I'll be honest. I don't remember what his brand was, but I do.
It was a teen market.
Oh, the teen market, but he
Teen
definitely
and urban.
He's definitely a producer.
Absolutely.
He's a producer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's definitely.
He's got his thing going.
He is.
How
he
can
is
I
the
be
one
down,
telling
Dallas?
it. Yeah. So.
But Dallas is making things happen.
Absolutely. And it's so
very
and you know
impressed.
what? And it is really good because he's I want to say Howard centric, or he's really willing and believes in giving back.
Yeah.
Like, because we've all talked to him after the fact, and he's like, yeah, down, like, however I can help. And that's really what's so impressive. And I think that's one of the things that we really liked about both the Bison Project and the podcast, the Bison Chats, is that that's what it's all about. It's about us networking together.
And Bison helping Bison.
And helping. And he was like that, and Adia and Asha were like that.
Dallas also retweets every tweet, every
He's
Bison Chat
huge
post,
supporter. We
whatever,
love you,
like-
Dallas. Love you.
Unlike our host, who does not
don't tweet a motherfucking thing.
Can you tweet about the Bison Chats, Rod?
Please? Just one.
Oh, man.
Just
Can
one.
we get one tweet?
Don't even fucking like. Can
One
you tweet?
Yeah, like. Yeah,
Can
one
a sister
tweet.
get a tweet?
Ooh, wow. To say I feel attacked. is
Thank you,
funny.
Dallas. Thank you, Dallas. We love you, Dallas.
Thank you, Dallas.
Boo, Rod. No, I was kidding.
I love Rod. I think he does an excellent job.
We love you, Cliff.
He fucking knows everything.
So, all right. Oh, one last thing about Dallas before we move on. I laugh at the fact that he manscapes because it takes time off of his swimming.
A millisecond or some shit like that.
That shit made me laugh.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The shaving, literally shaving hair and shaving time being equated, like being connected, is just really funny to me.
Come
I'm
on,
not-
Rod.
I'm not a swimmer.
Admit.
I'm not a
Admit.
swimmer. Admit no. I've never. Keep it 70.
He said he's retrograde. Look at Val took a wow
Wow,
wow.
wow.
You would think after a couple of these interviews, you just kind of go
He just
like,
might got
No!
You're not gonna try it.
But
Wait, no! I'm not trying this.
We're gonna call your wife. We're gonna call your
yeah.
wife.
Hell no.
You ain't ask her about manscaping.
Your wife went to Howard.
Yeah, she did.
Is she,
right.
is she in the business or no?
No, she's not in the business.
Oh, damn.
And
That would be a
another
great
guest.
interview.
Yeah.
She's
Husband and
not.
wife team.
Not in the business.
That
at
would be
all.
hilarious.
Yo, y'all met at Howard?
We met at Howard.
Okay.
Nice.
We broke up
Wow.
at Howard.
You met at Howard, broke up. You dated people afterwards and then
Yeah.
got back together?
Yeah, after school.
All right, so it wasn't like you met at Howard and that's who you were with all
No,
this
it
time.
wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
One of those magical Howard stories.
That's really fun.
Aw, I was hoping for that.
No!
I know, right?
It would have been so romantic. All right.
Okay, last but
Now,
not least.
we got to go. Nikita S.
She talks
Adams.
fast.
Great stuff. All her farmer references though.
Yeah.
Farmland from
They were,
Peachland. That always gets me to this
but they
day.
were great. They were great references though.
All I
And-
wanted to do was
What?
put people in my grandmother's television.
Putting people in my grandmother's TV was
That
funny.
shit.
People
right.
yes.
in my
And she built a career off of
She
that.
did. But between that though, I like what she said about the faith of a farmer and like planting
Absolutely.
seeds and knowing
And
that
putting
you're,
in good seed.
you
Yep.
have faith knowing that you're gonna have a great harvest later. Like
Absolutely.
that's a huge thing, and that Howard has great soil. Like
Right.
so, people who send their kids to Howard is like planting seeds on really great soil, and I thought that was really great.
Howard, I think you need to sponsor us.
But she said something else that I don't think most people realize, that Hollywood's the only place where you can be ageist and sexist and
Yes.
racist
And
and
it's,
everything,
And it's standard.
and it's okay. Like you cannot go to any other place
Right.
and say we want a black person for this job, because that's not right to say.
Which is a good thing
But
and
you
a
can
bad
say that
thing.
here. I need a
Right.
black woman over 40
Right.
that's black. Like you can say these things, and it's
Right.
like some whole other level.
I also like what she said about what she did was she made a list of all the things she wanted to do if she wasn't afraid and just started going after it. I think that's so important for anyone who's coming into the entertainment industry.
I agree.
That was just really good
Nikita's
stuff.
Nikita's interview.
Yeah, she did some. She
As
said some
wild
good
and crazy
stuff.
as it was.
Right. When you break it
That's
down, it was good.
It was a very informative interview.
Absolutely.
It was. But wild and crazy is an understatement.
But can we talk about the end?
What,
Do it. You like, do
Ron
what?
could not get the end credits out. He kept saying, and another shout out to PJ. Like he couldn't even get it, and he would stop.
It was
Then
hilarious.
he got back, and thank you to our intern, and then he would stop because it was just like I can't talk.
Yeah, no.
And at one point, I just better say what the hell I gotta say because
Right.
She
Just
went
keep
off
going.
the rails. Oh my god!
And let the freshmen do it.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
And I'll just say overall, I think it's been cool that we've been able to get such a diversity of people from all different aspects
Oh yeah.
in the industry. I'm hoping that that's helpful, but I think it's been very good on our end. And like I said before, starting out, a huge learning experience for all of us.
No, we've met some people that I didn't know were in LA, and who went to Howard, and then people in the business, different parts of the business that I had never met before. So it's been really great. I'm glad we're doing this. So I'm happy. Hope you guys are happy.
And please let us know if there's a Bison you want to hear from. If there's some questions that you want answered, hit us up on our Facebook page, the Kellie R. Griffin Bison Project.
Debbie Allen.
I know. I'm personally trying to get Debbie Allen.
I tag Miss Allen in almost every tweet. We gonna get her though.
Oh,
Because what's funny
several
is everybody
people
that's been on so far knows her,
have a
dance with her,
connection.
work with her,
Exactly.
So it's gonna happen.
And that is,
I
that
have
is
no
the
doubt,
Bison
I
Network.
have no doubt that not only is gonna happen, she probably will direct the Bison Project.
She's been number one on my list to direct for a long time.
That is my thought. Anyway,
In closing, don't forget about the Bison Project. All of this has come about because we are trying to grow our network. We are trying to have an awesome film project.
we are shooting a movie. Damn it!
So get your shit together.
This time next year, I really, really, really hope we're in like at least pre-production, at the least
Absolutely.
pre-production, but hopefully production. But
And
at
when
least
is that
pre-production.
deadline, Kelly?
December 10th, people. So if you are at Howard right
Get
now,
your
or
shit.
went to
Get your
Howard,
shit.
You got a screenplay. that
You got an
wanna submit,
idea.
You got an idea. Either write it,
This is your
or
time.
you got one that's been sitting there. Blow the dust off of it, rework it a little
Absolutely.
bit. You got until December 10th.
It
And
does.
that was the second deadline extension. We ain't extended no more.
Right.
December 10th. We extended for the students, but it's December 10th.
Because we know how Howard be rolling.
Submit a script. Check our Facebook page on how to submit it.
Ask us
And
questions.
our website, www.krgbisonproject.com. And we're hoping to have a movie where we would select a writer that attended Howard or attends Howard. Written
And
by,
remember-
directed by, produced by,
Bison.
Right.
starring
Bison, baby.
Bison, drink.
That's a drink.
And
Drink.
And the story does not have to be about Howard.
No, it doesn't have to be
It
about
just
that.
has to come from a bison.
Yeah, it can be about anything. It can, hopefully it's just we're looking for a really good, solid story.
Could I play
Except
the
for a
British
country
part?
and western
Could I
type
play
story.
the British
Yeah,
part?
you
If
could
it-
do what?
If there's a British part, could I play that?
British part.
Could I play that part? Please.
I'm like, what?
If there's a British part, could I play it?
It does a British part.
Could I
Yes, you
play-
can play
Thank-
right.
Wait. We're not committing to anything though.
All right.
Wait,
You will be considered.
You gotta fight Asha and
Asha,
Karen for
right,
parts. All
right.
these other people want parts.
We got Leonard Thomas.
We need ADs, makeup
right.
artists, casting directors, hair, wardrobe,
Hit
PA,
us up.
whatever. If you went to Howard, look us up. Give us a
Grips.
holler.
We need a
Jobs
key
at
grip.
krgbisonproject.com.
Yes, key grips need some Teamsters.
That's
I
right.
see.
All right, close us out, Rod. Close us out.
Are we gonna do running with the bison?
No, with who? Us?
Yeah.
You
Go
really
for
wanna
it.
do All right,
Go
okay,
for
All
it.
right, let's do it. Oh my God,
Go
it's been a
for it.
2-hour podcast. All right, go real quick. Go.
Wait, how we answer yes or no?
Griffin
Okay,
or
Griffin.
Griffin?
Okay, so then what is mine?
Alphonso or Alphonso?
There we go.
Let's
Let's do it.
Skydiving.
Alphonse, no.
Griffin.
Going on a blind date.
Alphonso.
Griff out.
And we'll do it nowadays.
How
Hello.
opposite we are. Oh my God, this is so crazy.
Flown in a helicopter.
Alphonse, no.
Yeah, Griff out. Hell no.
I would love to.
I would never.
That's on my bucket list.
I would never.
Can I get it out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Skinny dipping.
Alphonso.
Griffin.
We ain't that
He
different.
ain't got sand flea bites.
Had to pay a fine in the past 6 months.
Griff
I'm
out.
supposed to, but I didn't.
She's like,
I'm ignoring it.
I ain't paying that
It's
shit.
for parking right here in front of Kellie's house, too.
You still ain't pay that?
Nope.
Okay. Griff out. I ain't paying that.
Witnessed a shooting.
Griffin.
Alphonse, no.
Griffin. 3 shootings in D.C.
Own your dream car.
Alphonse, no.
Griffin.
Body piercings.
Alphonso. Outside of my
piercings.
ears.
Body piercing.
Outside of my
piercing.
ears, yes.
You said outside of your ears?
Outside of my ears.
What? I ain't know that about you.
I know
What?
that. I know, what?
I'm not that nerdy, y'all.
Oh my God.
Tattoos.
Griffin.
Alphonse, no.
Yeah, I got 2 tats. I'm getting the 3rd.
Like, who is it? Nikita? I love tattoos. I love watching the show, but I don't put it on.
Yeah, I decided. I'm getting the 3rd right here. I decided yesterday.
Just yesterday? Wow.
I literally just decided.
I am so
yesterday.
afraid of what
I'm
my
getting the
ass
fra-
will
I'm
look
getting the
like when I'm
phrase-
80.
I'm getting a phrase.
So no.
That's why I did it on my arms. I didn't do it on my ass. Ladyscaping.
Alphonso.
Griffin.
For both. For both genders.
I gotta tell you though, Rod. From current lesbian, former heterosexual.
Staunch heterosexual.
I am literally saying a nicely shaved, well-groomed body
Does wonders.
is some sexy shit. So, Rod, just consider it.
You want up
We
your
can
game?
call your wife. And then y'all been together for many, many years.
We can bring you a
You
bed.
can do something and she might go, oh shit.
We can bring you a bed.
Like this.
Just saying. We like to reach out to Bison.
Crazy. And on that note, we run
Oh,
out of
that's wrong,
and
Rod.
on that note, we run out of time.
I love it.
Boo.
You got any projects you got coming up? Oh, you got the Kellie R. Griffin project
Bison
coming
project.
up soon.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Yeah, no, in all seriousness, Kellie R. Griffin Bison Project. Please, send your scripts. There's information.
Work on them.
Information on the Facebook page.
Help us help you.
We're gonna make a movie, people. This is gonna happen.
We're gonna make a movie, y'all.
Tell us.
This is gonna happen even if I gotta write the goddamn feature myself. It's gonna happen.
I got some shit I can
There you
submit.
go. Somebody better write a script.
Hey, shout out to Griff Spry, our amazing social media coordinator. Dominique Drummond, thank you. Please don't shoot me in the ass for saying that you're from Philly and not a Howard Bison. Another shout out to Kari Jackson, who was our intern for today. Our producers, Stacey, Alphonso,
Hey.
and Kellie R. Griffin.
What?
I am your host, Rod Emelle. You can find me at Bison Chats, host at krgbisonproject.com. And if you wake up, hey, you got half a chance, and I'll see you next week on the yard. I'll just see you next week on the yard. How about that? I'm out.